The room was filled with tension as Isis Morales clicked the publish button on her latest YouTube video. The title, "I Married a Monster," appeared on screen, sending shivers down the spines of her millions of followers. Known for her glamorous lifestyle and advice on finding wealthy suitors, she had just revealed a dark secret that shocked the world. With each notification sound, her heart beat faster and faster. This marked the beginning of a new chapter for Isis, one that had started over a month ago when she left her husband in search of a safer future for herself and her children. In the now viral video, Isis bravely detailed the pain and betrayal she suffered at the hands of her husband. Her voice trembled as she shared how one of her daughters had revealed the horrifying truth: their father had been sexually abusing them. As a pregnant mother hoping to create happy content for her family, this revelation turned her world upside down. Beneath the surface of her flawless online persona lurked a horrifying truth. Just weeks ago, while tending to her daughter, she discovered the unthinkable. Her husband had violated their children's innocence. Both daughters were victims of his despicable deeds. After making this shocking discovery, Isis frantically rushed her children to the hospital for examination. Tears streamed down her face as painful memories from her abusive childhood flooded back. She finally made the courageous decision to escape with her children, breaking free from a violent and dangerous relationship. With everything out in the open, Isis's carefully curated online persona crumbled before the eyes of her followers. Her main focus was now on protecting her children and helping them heal from their trauma. The future was uncertain, and the road ahead may have been long, but she was determined to do whatever it took to ensure her children's safety and address the harsh realities they faced. The facade of a perfect life had been stripped away, revealing the shocking truth: Isis had married a monster. Here's a portion of the vlog Isis shared on YouTube.
I honestly don't even really know where to start with this, just because it's just such a hard topic. And I honestly thought that by the time I got on here that I wouldn't have any tears left because I've just cried so much. It's like I built this channel and this whole brand around being this man's wife and trying to teach other women how to attract good men and provider men and all these different things. And I truly held my husband, or saw him, as the bar for what every woman should, type of man that, or type of husband that every woman should aspire to have. And I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare. So basically, when I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, a little bit about how we met. And I really thought that that man was my Prince Charming. So when I first met my husband, I thought that he was my Prince Charming. I thought that he was my knight in shining armor, and you know, he portrayed himself to be this amazing, upright, righteous Christian man. And I believed him. I think shortly after we got married, and this is something that I haven't talked about, I started noticing like certain things changed with him. And I just started to see a few things that I didn't like, but I honestly thought that some of these were things that I could get past. It's like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things. I don't even know where to start. 6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, and I noticed that when I changed her, she was red and very sensitive. And immediately, my first thought was, did someone touch her? Oh, God. Gosh. So I asked her, I said, baby, did somebody touch you? And she ended up saying it was Daddy. I felt like my world ended on that day. My husband wasn't home at the time when she told me, but I knew he would be coming home soon, so all I could do was just say, don't tell him that you told me. And I just instantly started trying to think of how I could get my kids out of the house. Because I knew if I confronted him or asked him about it, that he would just lie. And that he would probably just continue to keep doing stuff to her, but just become more covert or more sneaky or whatever. As soon as my husband got home, he was actually picking up the boys from school, my 2 older boys from school. As soon as he got home, I told him that I was gonna go Halloween shopping with my sister because I just needed an excuse to get out of the house with all the kids. And I knew if I said something like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store, that it would be suspicious. Like, why am I bringing all the kids and like packing things, like things that we would need and things like that. So going Halloween shopping was the best thing I could think of to just hurry up and get the kids out of the house. I'm sorry, I had to get myself together. So when I got to the hospital, they basically told me that we had to go to another hospital because they didn't do physical exams, like that kind of physical exam there. So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters, who are only 2 and 4 years old. It still feels like a dream. Like, when this first happened, I just kept waking up every day and just hoping that this was a dream. Because it's literally my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. I myself am a product of RAPE. That's how I came to be. And was also, abused as a child by a neighbor's husband. And I specifically prayed to God that my children would never, ever, ever have to go through this. And I'm just not quite sure how this happened, why this happened. I just don't know how he was able to get away with it and so sneaky, because with my own trauma, I watch my kids like a hawk. Like, I don't like them sitting on people's laps. None of that. And he knows how much I cannot stand men like him. And to think like I couldn't even go to sleep in my own house and know that my children are safe. Just by me going to sleep, my children were left unprotected.